What are we doing? Start video.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, we just got off the bench. Sorry. Had another issue to deal with. All right, we are back on the record in the case of the approval of a transfer, case number 20 CV 643. The parties are present as was the last time, and the reason we continued it from yesterday to today was so that Ms. Miller could go to whatever office and find out what would happen if she got a student loan. What'd you find out, Ms. Miller?
Yes, ma'am. My advisor told me that the interest rate will be 2.75. I mean, 2.75%. So, I just need to know what would be owed in 5 years off the set rate or the monthly payments.
Okay. Well, it depends on how you look at it, but I did some calculations myself. You might have to pay $1,000 on that 5,000.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you would pay 6,000. You'd pay $1,000 for that loan instead of basically let's take out 5. So that's 14 instead of 13,000. By transferring this payment, you're paying $13,000 in interest, as opposed to a student loan, you paying $1,000 in interest.
Yes, ma'am.
You
And
understand?
yes, ma'am, I do. With that being said, last semester I did not get approved for my student financial aid, student loans, or anything like that. And however, when I went to go talk to my advisor, she needed to talk to me as well to tell me that my financial aid did not get approved. And according to that, I got dropped from 12 credit hours to 3 credit hour classes. With that being said, I do not have enough credit hours to stay on campus. So if I don't get everything situated, I will not be able to stay on campus. And this was just brought to my attention yesterday.
So I never was on campus, so I never understood that.
Yeah. Yes.
So what
I,
do you mean your financial aid hasn't been approved? Your scholarship?
no, not the scholarship. She just told me that, like, when she showed me the screen, it showed something like required documents or outstanding balance, something like that. But in order for me to fix that, I would have to do like a care act and plus the parent plus loan in order to get enough money to stay on campus. It's just, I don't know. As she was explaining it, it was just overwhelming, and
Yeah. I,
I'm about to get kicked off of campus. So I
I know,
really,
but here's the problem. You didn't plan for this correctly.
right.
That's the problem. You know, I understand. I've forgotten what it's like to be your age because I was over 30 when I went back to school. And so it's a lot different. Now, I'd been self-employed and understood how things work. But the problem I'm having, do you realize you're going to pay basically $13,000 in interest for this instead of 1,000? Does that make any financial sense to you?
No, ma'am, it does not.
So you're only wanting me to approve this because you don't understand the system, you don't understand what's going on, and you're caught between a rock and a hard place.
No, ma'am. I really don't want to have to pay interest, and when I get out of
You're
school, I would have
paying
to pay the
you're
financial.
paying $13,000 in interest. Today, if I approve this, you're paying $13,000 in interest.
Yes, ma'am, but I don't want to, like, I
You
would
don't want
have,
to what?
if I do this now, I wouldn't have to pay or take any money from. Let's say if I uh do the financial aid, I would still have to pay those back due time. Like when I get out of school, I don't want to. Your Honor, I really don't want to do that.
So you'd rather give up 13,000, you'd rather pay usury rates of $13,000. Do you know what percentage, do you know what the percentage of interest you're paying to pay $13,000 on a $5,000 loan?
Um,
Do you know what that interest rate is?
no, ma'am.
Yeah, it's called mathematical computation, but you think about it.
I'm really running out of time. Like I'm really like if I don't get this situated, I will be out of school. Like I have 3 credit hours as of right now. In order to stay on campus, I need 12. Like, Your Honor, I'm running out of time. Like
I understand. You're coming to me because you're between a rock and a hard place, not because of you're doing anything that makes any sense. How can I enter an order which makes any sense? It's just doesn't make any sense to me why you'd even want to do this. You don't think, did you try talk, when do they need this money before you're kicked out?
The registration starts today, Your Honor. The registration starts today, Your Honor.
For what semester?
I'm sorry?
For what semester?
It's the same for first semester and second semester. If I'm as of right now, I'm deregistered because I only have 3 credit hours. So if I don't have this, like if we don't get it together by, I don't know, Tuesday, I will have to get out. That's why they telling me I have to do Parent Plus loans, the CARE Act, sign up for many scholarships, do everything that I can in order to get to the place to where I can get 12 credit hours. I have an outstanding balance of $2,565 as of right now that I have to get down to 600.
Ma'am, you knew back in November of 2020 that you had a financial crisis, right?
No,
That's when this case was filed. November of 2020, and you didn't bother to look at any other avenues besides let's sell my annuities and I'll pay $13,000 in interest instead of $1,000 because I don't want to have to owe money in the future. Instead of I would get $20,000 in the future to pay off the $5,000. But that's okay. I don't need $14,000 when I'm older. And you know as well as I do, you're going to be back in court in 6 months asking for the rest of that money to be sold.
No, ma'am.
Did you think you'd be here today? Did you think you'd be back in here asking for money again after your first time?
No, ma'am.
All you have to do is go to the registration department, whatever office you went to, and they will work with you. They help people daily with this kind of stuff. But listen, you're going to get what you want.
I was denied.
But I can tell you, I'm not going to ever approve another one. You'll have to go find another judge because you are cutting off your nose to spite your face. It does not make any financial sense. And all you're doing is giving money to J.G. Wentworth Company. You're paying them an interest rate, and you just take the time to figure out what your rate of interest is on the $5,000 you're getting. It's in the hundreds of percent. You only would have had to pay 2%, 2.5% on a loan. And now you're paying in the hundreds. So, Mr. Peterson, you've entered an order. I'll get it up and sign it.
Yes, Your Honor, there's one on electronically filed.
Yeah, I know. I'll get it signed today. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bye.
Thank you.